Yes, my name is Dave Wonders. I'm with RideSmart. I'm interviewing Allan Campbell with Whoopee Cycles. Allan, there's many riders that are trying to go that are very competitive minded, and they're wanting to go faster. And very often, I've seen in RideSmart that a lot of them are trying too hard, or they're just relying on themselves. They don't have any concept of having a trainer. They get out there on the track and they only see it as just kind of every moment of every lap, it's all about trying to go faster. What I've seen, and I see in you and your school and what you've done already in RideSmart and things that you've said, it's really more about training. Now, I want to ask you, with you, how much of your time is in training and how much of your time is in trying to set maybe a faster lap? Because I think a lot of people think they need to be trying to go fast all the time. And I've heard you say, and I know it for myself as a fact, that it's really more about training, whether it's body position, lines, it's training even about your suspension, getting it dialed in right, tire pressure. There's so many things that come into training, and even diet. So what are your thoughts about the person, whether they're level 1, 2, or 3, or they're racing the CMRA, that's just trying to go fast? What's your advice to them?
Yeah, I don't go out there and always, try to set my fastest lap. I hardly ever do that at all. I might go months before trying to set a new best lap. I will just work on things. Sometimes I'll work on the line, sometimes I'll work on my drive out of the corners onto the straights. That's where you can best drop a lot of time, is on the straights. Sometimes I'll work on braking, areas where I'm weak. I'll work on my body position sometimes, different sessions. And when it's really nice weather and I'm feeling really good, I have nice fresh tires, the planets fall into a line, it's a good day, then I might go out there and try to set some new fast laps. And I know I'll be able to because I've been working on everything. And that's the fun of it, is just training and working on it and getting better and congratulating myself for hitting a corner just right, and just riding and having fun and working on things is really what it's about.
Allan, I've seen a number of people that you have been training for several years who are very competent, very, very competitive. And what are your thoughts about someone? Let's say if someone that was thinking that they wanted some training like that from you, what would you be doing? And again, what would be your advice to them about trying to go fast versus looking at it from a different perspective and look at this as something that they need training on and build on?
Well, all sports have, some type of trainer, whether it's a fighter or a ball player. Yep. You have a coach, which is basically like they're training, and they're having them do all kinds of different drills and working on things in between their big fights that only happen, so many months apart. Mm-hmm. And they do little sparring sessions, but they're not all out 100%. Mm-hmm. They're only all out 100% every few months when they have a big fight, right, or a big game. So the coaching training aspect is a part of it that in local track days all over the country, people are just going out there and trying to scare themselves and ride really fast. It's kind of dangerous, and they're kind of missing out on the journey to getting fast. Right. Is it's out there riding and training and working on things and getting better and hanging out with your friends and family at the track. They're beating themselves up over lap times. Mm-hmm. And I've seen so many times guys come in, look at their lap timer. Well, first they come in there all smiling and happy. Then they come in and see their lap time, and all of a sudden they're sad. Yeah. Don't want to talk to anybody. You need to throw that lap timer away. Yeah. What percentage of the people do you feel that really understand that it is
90% about training, what percentage of the riders are doing that versus what percentage are, again, just trying to go fast all the time?
Yeah, that's a very high percentage. It seems to me. You know, I wouldn't know exactly for sure, but you know, must be up around 90%.
Yep,
I would think.
Yep, I agree.
It's really high.
That's what I see too. So in your training, what would be some, let's say maybe 3 categories that you would work with a student at, let's say at Ride Smart, on the Advanced Rider course, or you do your private lessons here at Motorsport Ranch Houston. But what would be, as a coach, what, as a trainer, what things how would you be able to help them?
Well, working on the line is, that's the base of everything. And I have little training exercises we do where we slow the rider down and have them follow me. Part of the drill is to follow very close. We don't use the brakes, so the student is more comfortable with following close and learning to fall into the rider's rhythm that's in front of them, which would be myself or another instructor. And also, while we're going a little bit slower at the beginning of the day and we're working on the line, following close, we're also working on looking a corner ahead, focusing always continually a turn ahead, which slows down the track and helps you to see the line. And then as we progress throughout the day, the next thing we'll work on is rolling back on the gas from the apex of the corner, which most riders come out of the corner, they wait till the bike's all the way stood up, and then they crack the throttle. So instead, I get them into the habit of rolling on the gas from the apex out.
Right.
And then as they learn how to follow closely and fall into a rider's rhythm, it makes it easier for passing. I can also, towards the end of the day, when that student has a good rhythm of the track, I can maybe drag them through the corner a little bit faster, just to lower their mid-corner speed, carry a little more speed through the corner. I can also really pull them out of the corner faster as we start picking up the pace. Start rolling on the gas sooner and harder. The student starts feeling confidence in the instructor, and just drag them just little baby steps, a little quicker here, a little quicker there. And that's really what it's all about, you know, is getting faster in small steps. That's the safe way to do it.
Totally.
If you get too quick, drop too much time too fast, even if you don't crash that day, you're now riding at a much higher pace. There's new things to learn. And that's why a lot of guys crash, actually, is they don't realize that you can't go 100% on all the turns of the track. They could when they were slower, but then as you get faster, well, some corners are just a little bit slippery. Some corners are off camber. Some corners the bike gets light because all of a sudden you're going downhill. Some corners might be bumpy or sealer, and so you need to learn how to read the track and the feel of the bike, the feel of your tires. Sometimes you might enter a certain corner and your bike hasn't been on that side of the tire for a while. So that side of the tire is a little cooler. There's less traction. You can't go 100% now. Okay, so now tell me now, how is a training or a trainer, a coach like yourself, so how is that going to benefit someone? And let's not even just talk in terms of lowering lap times, but to benefit them maybe in terms of avoiding a crash, where they do a lot of damage to the bike or damage to their body. What's the advantage of leveraging, you know, spending time with someone that can coach and train them and point out these things? What's the advantage of that to them? How smart is that? Is there a return on investment on that? Are they going to get their money's worth? Oh yeah, I mean, even by the end of the day, a student is going to be able to flow with the track better. They're going to have the knowledge of how to work on things, even in between days they're just out there riding by themselves, they're going to learn the tools that we use to go about training. I always refer to a fighter just like a fighter does. He doesn't always need his trainer right there beside him, but teaches him different combinations on the bag and different exercises to do to build himself up. It's really the same with riding. Right. And then knowing what to look for in yourself, the signs that's telling you, hey, I need to back off or I might crash. Yeah. And there are signs for that. Yeah. And there's certain things we don't do. And if you stick with those things, particular things, there's certain areas of the track we never pass. There's certain types of passes that are a lot easier to make, like when the rider you want to pass is moving away from you, like to the left or to the right, depending on if you're entering or leaving a corner. That makes for safer passing. We always want to pass with 100% certainty. If you're uncertain what that rider's going to do, well, it's better to wait. Yeah. Better to wait on that pass.
Allan, I thank you. That's some really good advice. Where can they go as far as getting some of this training and coaching, you know, with as the advanced rider coach with Ride Smart, but also with your private lessons? Where can they? How can they find you?
Well, they can go to ridesmart.info. Okay. Sign up for Ride Smart Track Days. Sign up for the art class. They can also sign up for the art class the day of the event. They can go to whoopiecycles.com and contact me that way for private lessons at MSR Houston. Okay. And my lessons are only at MSR Houston. And I do the other local tracks with the Advanced Rider course through Ride Smart. So I'm really happy and excited to be able to do that, and to be able to go to Texas World Speedway, train guys out there in the Advanced Rider course. And the Advanced Rider course is really, it's just like my private lessons. Right. It's really the same thing at a reduced price, with a few more people in it. But it's, you know, they get the same one-on-one attention, analyze what they're doing, video, can point out right on the video where they're strong and where they're weak. We all have strong points and we all have weak points.
Allan, I want to thank you so much. I appreciate very much your time, the interview, and thank you so much. I wish you a lot of good luck.
You're welcome, Dave.
Yeah.